Microphone.
Yeah, microphone.
Microphone. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Here we are, day 4. We're Ian and Jane doing Edinburgh Festival Fringe, although I don't know whether we should keep saying that, but who knows?
No, who knows?
Yeah. So we went to see, or we tried to see, The Waiting Room, which was an AI-driven immersive experience, and they gave us a little handout. Now, it says on a little. Shall I read the story bit at the back? Do you want to read?
Yeah.
Do you want to read
Well,
it? Do you read the blurb first?
Right. So this was what was in the program.
Mhm.
In a transformative space, a future self, AI reveals your projected history through interactive choices and personalized audio. Explore time, technology, and how much control you really have over what's next. Okay.
So there was 21 of us, I think they said,
Yep.
in the audience, and it's 21 individual stories. But what we didn't know was we had to bring a mobile phone. We had to bring a mobile phone with headphones, although quite a few people didn't have headphones, and you needed to be able to connect to the Wi-Fi or have 4 or 5G. Luckily, I had 4G,
Yeah.
and so did Janie.
Yeah.
None of that was explained beforehand, so that's the first failure to some extent.
Well, to be fair, she did say they'd asked that they'd included it in the blurb, but it didn't get printed.
Okay.
So that was the first thing. So the first time we knew about it was when we'd actually arrived.
And the other thing was people were asking for the Wi-Fi code, and then she had to go off and try and find it. And none of that, to be fair, that should have been up on a.
What happened was the show was supposed to start at 3:00. And I think it was closer to 3:10
Yeah, it was.
when we all trooped upstairs. So all this business with asking for headphones, you had to photograph the what's it called, the
Wi-Fi code.
That.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so there's a QR code that you had to.
Sorry, I forgot. So you had to do that. So there's 21 of us all queuing up the stairs. So doing the QR code, people were asking for Wi-Fi. People were trying to work out which headphones
which
they
photo-
needed
yeah,
because
exactly.
which connection did they have to the phone. So then we were into a room which it was very dark,
It's pretty much pitch black,
and
actually.
it was there were waiting room type benches. So we sat round on 3 sides, and then so each person then had to switch on, which we got, and then we had to put a Christian name in, and then this IA bot, Aiden, was it Aiden?
Aiden was the AI bot.
And he was asking questions, and in order to construct the story, well,
it took ages. I mean, it took it. I mean, and they kept telling us to have simple questions, simple answers, but the questions were actually really quite complicated.
Very complicated.
So you couldn't give. If you gave a simple answer like yes or no, it would then just go back around in a loop, and it took ages to do that.
Yeah.
It took another 15 minutes or so.
I looked at and I was the last person to actually get loaded properly. And in fact, I was taking so long that they actually started. I was like a minute behind, but that was okay.
What he was actually doing was creating an individual story based on the answers that you gave. So everybody's individual story was just to them. If I can hang on to it, I'll put it up on so you can hear my story. And based on the questions that I answered, I'll be honest with you, my story didn't make a whole lot of sense.
No, nor did mine.
And it just proves.
Well, so we were sitting. So on the fourth wall, as it were, there was a big screen, and they did say, watch the screen as well. So you had your story playing, but then there was sort of an alternative story going on on being portrayed.
What they didn't do is they didn't tell you that you could move around the room because it's dark.
Yeah,
it's very dark. But actually, that's what they wanted you to do. And certainly towards the end, we had to leave early. We had to leave before it finished because we had another show to, because it was overrunning quite considerably.
Well, bearing in mind, and I know we're sort of repeating ourselves, so it started half an hour late. Okay. And the show was down to be 40 minutes, which gave us plenty of time to get to the next production. But it was so late that, so I said that we'll have to leave at 4:45 because, we've got another show. And she said, oh, well, it's the Fringe.
Which isn't really the appropriate answer. I think I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think the whole thing was flawed and not very well thought through. Now, granted, they did it last year apparently, and this is the first day of their run here, but it hasn't been prepared properly because, to be fair, some of that stuff we were doing when we went up, we could have been doing while we sat in the bar waiting.
We don't. There was no explanation as to why it was 3:10 that we went up when it's billed to start at 3.
That could be just a previous show coming out, though. To be
Well,
fair,
we didn't see any evidence of that,
No.
but that's true. It could have been. But I mean, the blurb says. So we have our individual histories.
Actually, it does say on here. It says smartphone. Yeah, it doesn't say anywhere in the program or anywhere that I could see when I booked it that you would need headphones and a microphone. It does say on the little handout that smartphones and earphones required no late seating.
But these were only at the venue.
These were only at the venue.
And can I just read? I was just about to. As their future unfolds from the fulfillment of deepest aspirations to a global crisis that transforms the world, participants explore a bizarre, unpredictable world where technology and humanity collide, prompting reflection on how our choices shape the future. Once stepping into the waiting room, you won't walk out the same person.
The other thing that happened is towards the end of our stay in the waiting room, quite a lot of people got up, but not everybody got up because not everybody realised that they had to, because we couldn't see the screen, because people were standing in front of us, and certainly us and the two ladies in our row, we didn't know what was going on by this time because, again, like I say, you can't see the screen. You've lost whatever connection there was because other people have seen it and walking around. Like I say, it was incredibly poorly managed, I think.
They were rushing to, they were trying to get everybody at the same point. And like I say, they gave up with me. But it was very rushed. It was all in the dark. So, the actual setting up of the scenario to get us all on the same page, it just didn't work.
I mean, I have to say, if you're going to ask people to walk around quite a small room and it's dark, I mean, it's completely black. The floor's black, the seating's black, everything's black apart from this screen against one wall. And you're asking people to walk around when there is no light. I know that a lady two rows down, well, not two rows down, but she was 2 people down. Luckily, had a little light with her, so we had some light coming in, so we could see something.
Yeah,
It
was. I mean, and I will confess, obviously, the later and later it got, the more irritated I became.
You were irritated from the start, though.
Yeah, and I am confessing to that. So I wasn't in the best frame of mind, viewers, to go through this. But so it was hugely unsatisfying.
It could have been brilliant. It could have been amazing with the right preparation. And I mean, and the 2 girls that were there, trying to help us, they were trying to be really helpful.
They were.
But it was massively flawed. I'm afraid to say.
Yeah. And I mean, it just had its bizarre elements because, it was only about halfway through that people suddenly got up. But prior to that, we were reading things on the screen because we were told to read that, and you're listening to a voice sort of trying to tell a story as well in your head. And it said, oh, you're in the waiting room and you recognize that person, wave at them. Well, you're sitting in a room with 20 other strangers apart from him. So, okay, 19 strangers. In the dark.
And you said
and then it said, then do a unique symbol for
I missed that.
for so you were supposed to wave at people.
Was that on your audio? Or was that on your?
No, it was, you
Oh
read
right,
it.
I didn't see
So
it. See, I
it
didn't. I
said
couldn't see that.
wave at people.
I saw the wave at people.
So
yeah.
the two ladies in the middle were trying to encourage us all. They were waving at everybody and going up to some people and saying, "Hello, I haven't seen you for a long time." And then one of the next instructions was, it was something along the lines of make do a unique sign.
Anyway,
so the person, so this particular lady was trying. She went around flapping her arms like a bird.
I mean,
in the
honestly,
dark.
the
I
whole
mean,
thing was ludicrous,
anyway.
really. You better tell them when it's on, and then we'll do the stars.
Yeah. Right. So it's on at the Sea Arts, Sea Venues, Sea Alto, which is actually the Quaker.
Yeah, there's quite a few sea venues, but you've got to be careful which one, because it's not. We went to the wrong one at first.
So it's the Quaker
Rooms.
And it is on from the 4th, so it started today, through to the 16th. It's on every day. There's 2-for-1s tomorrow. It's on at 3:00. And it's a range of prices from 18, 16 and 14.
Wow. For what in effect should be 40 minutes.
And it's a 40-minute show.
If you can get in on time, and it actually does happen on time.
And
I know that the audio story was half an hour.
Yeah.
Mine was half an
hour.
Yes,
that's right. So we got half of that.
Yeah. Like I say, if I can keep it or I can record it.
She did say that it would stay there.
Yeah, but the minute you go off the page, it won't probably won't. Anyway, if I can put it up, I will. I'll put it up on the channel.
mean, it's a great idea. It's.
Well, can I just before you say, can I just say that I thought and I've done a little bit with. I'm sorry, I moved the camera away from me.
Yes.
I've done a little bit with AI algorithms, and this one seemed incredibly simplistic to create the story. There are much more sophisticated algorithms around there now, and it took a very long time to create the story. Once you got out of the loop of answering the questions, so it wasn't as sophisticated as some of the algorithms that are around now. Would be my assessment. But I'm no expert in AI, but I have played with it a little bit. Anyway, so how many stars?
I'm going to say 3.
That's a 2 from me. Okay. It has the potential to be something really interesting, but currently on what we've seen today, it's not really fit for purpose. I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'm being positive with my 3.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
but I quite understand your 2.
If it sounds like your sort of thing, be prepared to spend longer than the 40 minutes you meant to. I think it's quite expensive as well for what it is.
Yeah.
In that sense, But anyway,
okay.
If it sounds like your sort of thing, let us know if you experience it.
Yeah, please. If it's more smooth.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it will get smoother. But they maybe should have had a run through before today.
Yeah.
I know there might not be. You might not be able to have a run through in the venue because of turnaround times. But had it been well prepared, it would have been easier.
You do have to factor in time for all those extra bits, which we've said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheers.
See you soon.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Bye.